did like it's a bit 50 Shades of Grey kind of a deal. I didn't need all the spiciness, but that's fine. Ali Hazelwood just writes my kind of funny, and that's not completely true, is it though? Well, I've read all the rest, so why not this one as well? Uh, Deep End, the latest, the latest Ali Hazelwood book. Well, so this one is very centered around swimming. So we have Scarlett. So Scarlett, she's kind of suffering some trauma, and her swimming, her jumping specializes in platform diving, and she's not been able to do that very well lately. I don't know all the thingamajigs between the platforms and things and swimming in general, but basically you do different dives, and she's not been able to do these dives because trauma and blockage in the brain. So she's going to therapy and trying to sort that out. Anyway, now for the love interest. Love interest is Lucas, a gold medalist thing. They're all in college, I think. Stanford. They're all at Stanford. So Lucas has been dating what was the other girl's name? Lucas has been dating someone else who I forget the name of, but basically she is Scarlett's captain. So they're doing different swimming things, but yeah, Lucas is captain of his thingamajigs. Anyway, they've been dating, but they've broken up now. And one drunken night, this other lady, she mentions that Lucas and Scarlett, well, mentions for Lucas rather, that Scarlett and Lucas have the same like sexual needs, preferences. Basically, they like it's a bit, what's the word? Basically, they like it's a bit, 50 Shades of Grey kind of a deal. Yeah, I'm not going to go into more of that because just saying that, it's a lot. Basically, Scarlett and Lucas start this mutually satisfying fling, where there are no rules, but there are rules. If you know what I mean. But how long can they keep it up before tension? And it's also kind of a secret because the other lady, she's not actually mentioned to everyone that she and Lucas has broken up. That Lucas is now a free agent of dating sexy things. So they're all keeping it under wraps as well, which is not really an issue until much later in the book, where they have enemies, let's say. Yes. Ali Hazelwood and her very, very sexy times, very descriptive sexy times at times. How many times can I say times? Those parts aren't really for me. However, I do really enjoy Ali Hazelwood's writing, so I kind of enjoy this book, except the very descriptive parts. I don't need those. I really don't need them, but I did enjoy everything else. So there we go. Deep End. Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. Why do I keep doing that? Why? So, off note before I actually start talking about this book, but I didn't realise until I went to put it on my Goodreads, like, that I'd read this thing, and it's like, oh, Not in Love #2, and I was like, what do you mean Not in Love #2? It's a series, kind of? Standalone series kind of a deal? Yes! So... And I've read this book. I read Not in Love, but for some reason I didn't make the connection at all. Maybe this is because I read a lot of books and I tend to forget characters' names. But when I was reading like the blurb of Not in Love, I was like, oh yes, that book. Yes. I mean, that happens, I guess. It's been a while. It's been like 100 books or so since I read that book, I feel like. I don't know. Anyway, to like bridge the connection in this one, so in Not in Love, we follow like Eli and Rue. They make appearances in this book as well. So in this one, we follow Maya, who is Eli from the other books, little sister. Yes. And her very problematic, I guess, relationship-ish with Eli's business partner, I guess, and best friend, Connor Harkness. I'm also confused about the relations, because I feel like they said in the book that like Connor and Eli, and I want to say it's pronounced Minami, like those three, they created this company together, but also it seems like Connor is the CEO. I'm very confused, but it's actually besides the point. Anyway, so, because also the company is called Harkness or something, which is Connor's surname. Anyway, besides the point. So, we follow Maya in this one. Maya, she's a clever little girlie. Her parents died when she was very young, like quite successfully. So both her parents died quite early on in her life, like one after the other kind of a deal. So Eli has mostly raised her since she was a tween. But she's also very clever and went to school in Scotland for something or other. Anyway, so we get a little like flashbacks of like what happened earlier, like 3 years ago or so, which, because we start the book at the beginning. Oh wow. Maya is going over to Italy with Eli's dog. She's traveling with the dog because Eli and Rue are getting married in Italy. Spoiler if you have not read Not in Love, but I feel like it's not that big of a spoiler, because these types of books kind of all lead to one thing or another, which is usually like they get together. The couple in the thing get together. Anyway, so she's going over to Italy for Eli and Rue's wedding. Now, once there, she meets Connor again. Connor, who she's not seen or spoken to in a good long while, since the day. And we get like minimal flashbacks every other chapter or so, like what happened 3 years ago or 2 years ago and so on. So basically 3 years ago, Maya broke up with her then boyfriend, and there's a whole story there. I'm not getting into it because it's just a lot. Basically, he got together with one of her friends and then broke up with her. And then she kind of lost both her best friends, who happen to be cousins. It's a lot. Anyway, and she calls Eli for a bit of comfort from your bro, you know. Except Eli is on a plane, so Connor is the one that picks up. There's a whole thing with that as well. What ends up happening is that what ends up happening is that Maya and Connor start talking to each other, like a lot. And I mean, they become really good friends in a sense. Maya isn't shy about her feelings towards Connor. She wants him bad, and Connor is very much like, you are so much younger than me. I think it's like 14 years younger or something. She's like 20 when they first start talking, I guess. I think she's 23 by the end. Anyway, this is besides the point. I should stop getting off track. anyway, he's like, I'm so much older, you need to, like, find a dude your own age, blah, 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 blah. Except, you know, he's kind of attracted to her too. So there's that, like, very annoying bit. But speed forward to present time. They're all in Italy for Eli and Ruth's wedding, and they're there about a week before, so they're like doing bits and activities and such, and there's a whole bunch of people, by the way. And the attraction between them, it's so obvious, and it's like, dude, just give in already and do it. She wants ya, you want her, just do it already, just give in. He does eventually, obviously, because it is one of those steamy, spicy books. And I must say, though, there are, like, very spicy scenes in here, which is like, it's like giving graphic instructional manuals on how to do things, and I have a very vivid imagination, so I'm like picturing this like it's a full-blown porn or something. So yeah, I don't need that when I'm reading amongst other people. Yeah, I don't need to be turned on at work and stuff. We need to draw a line, okay? We need to draw a line. But saying that, because I mean, I do tell you a lot that I'm not a big fan of the spiciness, but I do appreciate that the characters get to do it. But it's something with the way Ali Hazelwood writes, the banter, everything about it that's just pulling me in, and I had such a good time reading this. I mean, I kind of blew through it because I was just like, yes, this is so funny. I mean, it was very spicy sometimes, like a lot of the time, but it's like two different sides. I don't know where I want to stand. Yeah, I kind of loved it. I kind of loved it. I didn't need all the spiciness, but that's fine. Yeah, problematic summer romance. Yes. Mate. So this is a sequel, kind of, to Bride. It follows different characters, but we still have a lot of the same characters from book one, like Serena, our main girlie, is best friends to, what was her name again, Misery from Bride, which is the first main girlie. So this one is more, whereas Bride was more like vampire meets wolf, this is more like human wolf meets wolf, if that makes sense. This is more wolf-centered, let's say, whereas the other one was more like vampires and wolves, but yeah, mostly vampires, but there were more wolves. I'm confusing myself now. Anyway, so, mates. The funny thing about this story, it's not funny, but I'd heard this was a prequel to book one, Bride. Definitely not, because, I mean, there are some events in this that takes place way before Bride, but most of it is way after Bride, so not a prequel, dudes, not a prequel. Sometimes the internet lies to you, you know? Sometimes that happens. Anyway, so Bride. I did have a good time reading this book. I think I had a better time reading Bride, even with that whole thingamajig, that's the thing about that one. This one had a different kind of thing going on, which, not real my cup of tea, but you do you, boo. You do you. So, in Bride, I got into it a lot faster, and I was more excited to pick up the book, you know, when you leave it off and do other things, and I was like more excited to pick it back up again. Whereas this one, it was too slow to begin with. especially being a sequel as well, or sequel-ish, where you mostly know what's going on. It was a bit too slow for me. Yeah. Also, I do think that the main dude, what was his name again? Cohen. He could have just told her what was going on from the beginning. Yeah. There's a thing. And he's like, yeah. Basically, he says he's not attracted to her and he can't be with her. He doesn't want to be with her. And that's not completely true. Is it though? No. Anyway. So, the side characters in this one though, the other wolves mainly, is a lot of fun. They were a lot of, they gave me laughs. They gave me laughs. Definitely a predictable book, but you know, who cares? As long as you have a good time, who cares? Bride was slightly better, but I'm not mad about it. Ali Hazelwood just knows. Ali Hazelwood just writes my kind of funny? I guess. Anyway, that was this.